Hey Mung Beans. I'm Joey.
I'm Ashley.
And this is Wine Time Mysteries.
If you're into true crime,
And if the paranormal gets your nips hard,
then this is for you. But before we get started,
make sure to follow us on Spotify and stalk us on Insta and TikTok.
or send your inquiries to winetimemysteries@gmail.com, and we promise to at least try to get back to you.
Lego!
You'll be surprised today. It's about John. It's a John story.
It better not be a
Big
John
old
story.
John story. No, it's not.
Do you see my face?
Yeah, I know. How does it feel? Maybe I should put a disclaimer in. Warning, today's episode is about a John. A big old John. Oh, Long John's son. But my tragic story is not in Australia.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Can I guess where we are?
Yeah, where are we?
Is it cold there?
I don't fucking know.
Hmm.
Well,
Do they speak English there?
no.
Okay.
They speak. Do you want to know what they speak? Actually, no, you keep going.
It'll give it away.
No, yeah.
It's in Europe.
No.
It's not even in Europe.
No.
Okay.
You're so excited.
Is it more of like a Nordic country?
No.
Oh. Is it in Africa?
No.
The continent of Africa?
No.
Is it?
All hope is starting to die off in his face
It's
now.
not. Okay, they don't. Well, English is not their main language, right?
Yeah,
But they probably still speak English there.
probably.
Are they? Really? Okay, but it's not.
Really?
Really? But it's not. Is it in the Americas?
Maybe.
It is in the. Is it in Mexico?
No. No.
It might be in the Americas. In South America?
No. I wish you could see his face. He's gonna fucking cunt punt me. He is.
You are gonna get a cunt punch. It's in the Americas.
Yeah.
They don't speak English.
No.
But it's not in South America.
No.
So, which means it's in Northern America.
Did you just twitch? I told you you're gonna cunt punt me. Do you want to know where it is?
No. What language do they speak?
Do you want to know? American.
So it's in America.
Can someone do a welfare check on me, please? That's why I'm such a good guy.
I was so excited.
I know you were, and that's why I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin his hopes and dreams.
But they don't speak
And
English.
this was our last episode.
We're actually here today to tell you that Wine Time Mysteries is over. We will not be recording ever again.
Look how much I'm crying.
Because you're mean. Because you're mean.
You know how basic I am, but I like how much hope you give me.
Never again.
So they speak American.
They speak American, guys.
And this
Or
time...
you sure they don't speak Americanish?
Oh, I was going to say Americanish. This one will make you laugh, though, because I thought... Fuck. I don't know if you can feel that stare through. But yes, do a welfare check on me, please. Ashley Rose at One Time Mysteries. Thank you. This time, we're heading to Macon, Georgia. And at first, when I saw it, because it's like M-O-C-O-N, I was like, Macon? Macon? How do you say this? It's Macon.
It's Macon.
It's Macon. So I literally wrote Macon, Georgia. So I had to bring attention to this piece of poop, other than me.
You're not a piece of poop.
Any people that might have liked me before definitely do not like me now after doing that to you.
Well, no.
I did feel bad,
I
but
think,
you were so excited.
I think you just lost the 2 American listeners we have. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, I wanted to bring attention to the piece of poop by the name of Stephen Mcdaniel. Have you heard of him? No.
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 He doesn't sound familiar at all.
Well, he's a law student / pathetic piece of crap who couldn't handle rejection. But the thing with him is he's still, like, young-ish and alive and somewhat smart. But yeah, it's because he's still young and alive, and we don't want this piece of shit to get out of jail. So Stephen with a PH, Stephen was born in Lilburn, Georgia, in the US of A. 1989 to Glenda McDaniel and Mark McDaniel.
Oh, he is younger than me.
Yeah, 89. He's older than me, though.
Older than you, younger than me.
Yeah. I did want to mention before we get in, but I don't know why, but it was so hard to find his actual birth date. Like, I couldn't for the life of me, find when he was born. Which I find funny, because normally killers, they will publish everything.
Especially if it was just 1989.
Yeah. I literally couldn't find it anywhere. And then I gave up. Story of my life.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound like you.
Story of my sex tape.
I couldn't see it. I gave up. That's your sex tape. I couldn't find it.
Jump on, hurry up. Yeah, couldn't find a lot on the weasel growing up, but his parents were factory workers and his father had a PhD. I don't know why they got to mention that, to be like, he's got a PhD, but he's a factory worker.
I was listening. Who had the PhD?
The dad. But he was a factory worker. Yeah, so I don't know whether he lost his job or I don't know.
Or they're just saying times were hard.
Yeah. Well, they did work really hard for their family and for this piece of shit to go to uni. Because besides Stephen, they did happen to have 4 other children who I won't name or say what they were, because there wasn't a lot of info on them. And like we've said before,
but
I was
also,
like,
do you want to be associated? No.
Well, that's why I didn't want to go looking, because I was going to say, and I was like, nah, fuck that. You don't want to be associated.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. Now, Stephen was a high school graduate and attended Mercer University, where he graduated in law.
In law?
In law. In his spare time, he liked to bully and harass women, and even posted a blog or 2 about abusing women.
He sounds like really well-rounded.
Yeah, well, just adding this little piece as well will make you go, wow, what a fucking great guy. One of his ex-roommates at uni would later say that Stephen liked to have hypothetical schemes about just a little thing called killing someone and disposing of the body without being caught.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, just hypothetical. What would you do? But yeah, I would assume this side was hidden from people. Maybe a little guilty pleasure of his to get rid of whatever hate he obviously had towards women.
We were talking in last week's episode about like desire sort of stuff, right? Like things that we would think about but never actually.
Yeah, because it's human nature. And
do you think this was kind of, well, I guess he ended up doing them, but why would he tell someone?
Yeah, just wait till we get a bit further on. I see where you're going with that, but I think he's just a little piece of shit. But yeah, if you are doing hypotheticals to the point of him going, I'd wear a smaller shoe size and I'd chop up the body and do this and do that. He lived in some apartments not far from uni, where one of his now ex-classmates, Lauren Giddings, also lived. Lauren was a beautiful, young, smart woman. We know a beautiful, young, smart Lauren. To the smart or to the beautiful? I think she's both. Lauren, I'll punch him for you, don't worry.
I love you, Lauren.
Yeah, we love you. She'd be like, bitch. She was only 27, had just graduated law school about a month ago to be exact. She had a boyfriend and was currently studying to take the bar exam. Now, when Lauren would study, friends would say that it wasn't unusual for her not to reach out or have, for her to have her phone off or something, just fully diving into study. Little did they know that Lauren's normal, I'll reach out soon, don't bother me message would be the last she would send.
I saw that coming. We'll obviously find out more about what happened though, right?
A few days passed and family hadn't heard from Lauren. Friends started asking around and were able to get a few people close by, including Stephen.
I think I know this guy.
Yeah,
he did an interview.
He's Lauren's neighbour, he's going to go look out for her. They went into her apartment and all her stuff was still there. Nothing had been touched, and what was super strange was the door was locked from the inside. Obviously, her friends contacted police, and by the 30th of June, Lauren was reported missing. Do you know like the full story of this one? Pretty much. You'd know I feel like everyone will know this one.
Well, I watched this one on Bailey Sarian.
Police would arrive at the scene, start looking through and searching everywhere in Lauren's apartment. and even had cadaver dogs as well. And I just want to put that I know their names. But I was like, I'm going to put it in here because I know their names. I hope it's this. Cinco, Cinco, just in case. You never know, abbreviated. And Chance.
Oh.
So Cinco and Chance.
Do you know what Cinco means?
No. Oh, it says...
5.
Oh, is it Cinco Se...
Or Cinco de Mayo, which is like...
Cinco Se...
The
Yeah, how did
5th
I
of
know
May.
that? Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. Oh, It clicked now.
Day of the Dead?
Yeah, Cinco de... Yeah. So these beautiful, gorgeous poochies were alerted about 8 times. Twice in Lauren's apartment, outside the front door and in the bathroom. Twice in a vacant apartment below Lauren's in the bathroom and living room. And twice in Stephen's bathroom and bedroom. Local news started interviewing neighbours, and who happens to go on to live news?
He does.
Yeah, Stephen.
Stephen.
But yes, you can still see this interview online, and you really need to go and watch it, because this is the first thing that made me go into this case.
I don't have the audacity or the courage or the cojones to, like, if there's a TV camera right there and they're asking a question about thinking, and be like, I don't know, she was an amazing girl, she was my friend, and blah blah blah. But the whole time you knew that what you had done and where you had put her body. So Stephen live on camera is talking about Lauren and how no one has seen her, as you do. The interviewer goes on to ask all of these questions. You can see the full thing online. You just really need to. He was answering, talking about their students. They went to college together. He's her neighbour. The interviewer asked, do you know of any enemies she may have had? And he answers with, no, we don't know where she is. Like, you're not even answering the question. You really need to go and look at this online. I might see if I can post a link or something when we... post the little boy on the Instas. Yeah, so he goes, no, we don't know where she is. The only thing we can think is maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. After a while, the host says something about a parking lot and where they recovered the body. Stephen stops and goes, body? And he just looks stunned. Like, you just see the colour drop from his face. And the chick is like, oh, we only heard, we don't know if it's the same person. And he's like, I think I need to sit down. And then he comes back and it's just a dramatic train wreck, and you need to watch it. But yeah, it'll make you really mad. So after Stephen doing a sus as fuck TV appearance, police obviously start to get pretty damn suspicious. Now, they had a chat to him and he came across as very fidgety. And it was said to, like, during the time that they were talking to him, he had like 10 bottles or glasses of water and just was really like just losing his shit. They obviously searched his place as well, where they noticed he had stockpiles of food and toilet rolls. They found swords and guns, because only in America. And a mask. And a mask?
A mask.
Uno mas?
A mask. They found a mask made out of women's underwear. Because, why not? Now, police were pretty switched on, and you will too once you see the interview, because he's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, it just makes me mad. That this guy knew more than he would lead on. A pack of condoms were found in his room, which is totally normal, but not when Stephen had actually gone in depth about being religious and still being a virgin to police. When questioned why he stole, condoms, if he's a virgin and all, he said that he stole them from some of the other apartments and told him which ones, because he had a fucking skeleton key. So, obviously, police arrested him on that. He's just confessed to going into other people's apartments. So he's guilty as shit. They know they've got him. I don't know if you've seen the other part. Have you seen his interrogation video?
I mean, it's been so long, but I feel like I did.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's creepy, but also hilarious. Like watching the police use different tactics to try and break him. But yeah, this video, Stephen just goes like full robot. So he's gone from, oh, chatty Lauren, where is she? I miss her, blah, 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 to just, yeah, you need to watch the interrogation video as well. He just kind of sits there, has his arms on the table and just doesn't move for like a good hour. Fucking weirdo. Like, yeah, It's crazy. It would be 10 months of Stephen being held in jail before confessing to Lauren's murder. And he pleaded guilty on the 21st of April 2012. Before we go into the unfortunate day, would you like to know his motive? But I'm sure you probably already know what his motive is.
Our listeners would love to know the motive.
He had asked Lauren, I was like, what was his motive? I fucking know this case. And I just went, oh, what was it? Tell me. He asked Lauren out a few times, but she declined, as she had a fucking boyfriend. You little weasel ass bitch. Oh, boo-hoo. The preppy-looking cheerleader doesn't want to date you. Fuck off, Stephen.
I was literally just about to say, there's a league that you are not within.
Yeah, boo fucking who, buddy. There's a league all of us aren't in, but you don't fucking murder someone.
Just take the L.
Just fucking cry it out over a wank later, you know?
You can use your tears as lubricant.
You can. We've said that before. We'll say it again. You know, it might not last for as long.
It's true.
And it'll get a bit dry and it'll start to hurt. But you keep those tears up. Who knows? No stop. Don't stop me now.
I'm having a good time.
I'm just having a good time.
I'm having a pull. No.
I'm going to go on to this unfortunate day of this little weasel. So on June 26, 2011, at around 4:30 a.m., according to the Macon Telegraph, a masked Mcdaniel used a master key to enter Giddings' apartment while she slept. She awoke to a creak, saw Stephen, and said very calmly, "Get the fuck out." He leaped across the bed onto her and grabbed her around the throat and strangled her. At one point, this made me so sad, she pulled the mask from his face and said, "Stephen, please stop." Once she was dead, he dragged her into her bathtub and left her there. It said he spent the day on his computer. He returned later to her apartment that night to cut her up with a hacksaw that would later be found in the building's utility room with a mark of Lauren's blood still on it. Even though he cleaned up everywhere else, he forgot a speck of blood on the hacksaw.
That's all it takes.
He said the rest of her remains were placed in different dumpsters, and still to this day, the other pieces had never been found. That always freaks me out, like how much that would happen, whether it's murder weapons or whatever. It's just, yeah, no thank you. When they searched outside, they discovered the trash bag that had her torso in it. No limbs, no head, nothing. Obviously, not knowing if the body was Lauren, they did a DNA test from her mother to make sure it was her. Now, the thing that threw Stephen off was the trash should have been collected that morning, but the truck was running late. Thank the Lord. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been no body. They would have found the hacksaw, but it would have been a bit harder for them to put a few pieces together. They later inspected Stephen's house more thoroughly, where they found a flash drive of hers that contained hundreds of pictures of Lauren, along with multiple video recordings inside of her apartment. On his computer, they found history where her profile of, like her profiles of social media, whatever, were up at the same time he was looking at violent pornography as well. Fucking disgusting. Videos had also been deleted off his computer the night of the murder. I mean, not sus at all, right? One video that you can find online as well, which I watched, and it was fucking terrifying, was the night of his murder. Stephen...
His murder.
His murder, yeah. His murder, all right? Glad you're listening. A slut. One video was the night of the murder. Stephen has actually used a pole and a camera that was duct taped to the pole. And there is video footage of him looking in and casing her apartment, which was on the second floor, to see who was there. And yeah, it's still up online, and I swear you can see her there. I don't know if it's her or just her stuff, but it's just like a glimpse, and you're just like, oh. Like, it gives you chills. You're literally seeing through the eyes of a murderer. It's gross. Also, in his house, they found Lauren's underwear, along with other female underwear. And Stephen also, as I said earlier, had heaps of blogs describing torture and violence towards women. You know how I mentioned the hacksaw that was used?
Yeah.
Well, the packaging for that exact hacksaw, along with the receipt, was found in his apartment. Because he wasn't expecting the body to be there. That's why he was so, oh. Officers also found out he had been stalking her for a while as well. And Lauren had even mentioned to her sister that sometimes she felt like things had been moved around or that someone had been inside her apartment. To which he'd actually been in there multiple occasions while she wasn't home. That just scares the shit out of me. The super sad thing is the day Lauren's body was found, she was actually meant to be moving out as well. Super sad. Now, I know I said earlier that Lauren had a boyfriend, so I just thought I'd say while all of this was going on, her boyfriend was actually in California, but I'm not sure why. Because when I found out, I'm like, oh, she had a boyfriend, like why hadn't he checked on her? It's been a few days. It's obviously partying or doing whatever. When Stephen knew what they had on him, he took a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, because, you know, he's a lawyer, well, training to be a lawyer, piece of shit, and was given a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Apparently, he wasn't expecting her to be asleep at home. Bullshit. I don't think so. And apparently, out of panic and confusion, he killed her.
He was masked.
Yeah. You were stalking her. No. What did you think in some perfect world she'd fall in love with you? She turned you down and you got fed up, and maybe he knew she was moving out and the thought of not having her around anymore, maybe didn't like that.
Which is really strange, hey? Like, you do hear about some murderers who do that, but the very act of murder gets rid of that person forever. So, and it's not like they cannibalize them.
Well, I guess when you think of
Or kept the body.
celebrities as well, like some of those stalkers where they're like, I've got to kill them because if they can't be anyone else's but mine, like I'm going to be the one that stops them. I don't know. Some stalkers are weird. Out her pussy.
Yeah.
Of love.
Say what? Out my pussy.
Stephen Mcdaniel is now being held at Valdosta State Prison, which my voice gets really high when I question myself.
Does it?
That hurt. Which is in Georgia, and he'll likely stay in prison until his death. I do want to mention, and I didn't want to go into it a lot because he's just a piece of shit and it made me angry. He has tried to get a new trial in regards to court documents. He tried to say that, you know, that whole friend saying about the hypothetical shouldn't have been in at court because it had nothing to do with this. And then he even tried to make something about the cadaver dogs and shit. And I was just like, fuck off. Like, I'm not even talking into that bullshit of him. It's because he's a lawyer.
That part is, yes, circumstantial.
Yeah.
However, everything else that actually connects you to her is not circumstantial. So you can't get off. Poor choice of words. You cannot get away with murder because of one little thing that you think
and just
is circumstantial.
Yeah, I know. He also claimed his lawyers failed to represent him correctly. How the fuck you want them to represent you? You had the receipt and packaging of the fucking hacksaw with her blood on it and a skeleton key and video footage of you casing out her joint and all this shit of her. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
The good thing, though, in the plea deal that he took, it prevents him from appealing his conviction. Shitty thing, he will be eligible for parole in 2041. So seeing as though he was born in 1989, that's why I'm going to bring this up, because that's about 20 years away. So he's still kicking it like a curly head fuck.
Eligible, however, does not mean he'll be granted parole.
But still, I just don't like the fact that, like, he obviously knows law. So, you know, he's going to try and get out on some kind of technicality or some shit.
I don't think it's going to happen. I reckon they're going to look at that. They're going to re-evaluate the case. And I don't think that they would.
But yeah, type into the old YouTube Stephen Mcdaniel interview just for a laugh. This is a fucking piece of shit. Just to try to see him. You see him from being the,
you know, Lauren, I don't know who she had, like, I'm the worried friend, to, oh, body. And then afterwards he's like, I don't know why anyone would do that to her. Exactly like that.
Yeah, they put it on too.
Yeah, just to see the change, you're like, And then when you look at the interrogation video as well, you're like, you're just pretending to have it. He either has had a psychotic break because he's gone, holy fuck, I'm going to jail, or he's just trying to play it as in, oh, I've got mental issues.
Isn't it funny, though? You look at his interview and then you look at, what's his name? The Mornington Monster. And there's such a big difference between the two. I would never hurt my wife.
I never would.
Here's a photo of my little Macy.
Only in America.
Only in America. That does not mean that we don't love our American listeners.
I love America.
We do.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And
I've been twice. I love it.
Well,
I nearly died once there.
Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever, aka AIDS, and I think that not true. I actually think I'm going to plan a trip to America for next year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it there.
I don't know where I'm going to go yet, and I know that I'm most likely going to probably do it alone. Just digress. Thank you so much for your story. I liked it.
Hopefully we'll get some more American listeners.
Hopefully, if they don't feel insulted by the opening to this one.
Love you, mung beans.
Love you, mung beans. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.
Itchy nose.
Did y'all hear that?
Was that my septum or was that you?